What's up, y'all? Welcome back to The Raging Atheist. I am The Raging Atheist, and today we're gonna carry on a series that I started on this channel, but I just started doing exclusively on my other channel, and I've decided to bring it back to this one. So if you're not caught up on the Caliphate, if you're interested in this, go down to the playlist below, hit on that Caliphate, and start it from the beginning. I think you'll enjoy it. Today we're going to be talking about the fourth Caliph. But if you need to catch up, I put a playlist with those videos from my other channel, and I also in my verses playlist down there did the same thing, so there's videos from my other channel in there as well. And it's been a while since we've delved into the Caliphate, and we're coming to the crux of it, and we've covered a lot of ground already as we've covered the rightly guided caliphs. We covered how the Sunnis and Shiites split into factions after Ali was passed over, directly preceding Muhammad's death. The Shiites felt like Ali should have preceded Muhammad and ruled and been the first caliph. Sunnis believe that Abu Bakr should have been the first caliph. And we've had this rift ever since for 1,500 years. Now, Ali is seen by the Shiites almost like Muhammad is, it appears. The Shiites will hardly ever show you his face. A lot of the things that I've seen from Shiites has his face illuminated, like where a face is, there's nothing but light. And there's a lot of lore behind Ali. You know, it's said that he was at every battle with Muhammad except for one, and he accepted every duel. It's said that Ali defeated the greatest Quraysh warrior during those Quraysh wars with Muhammad. It's said that he was so strong that he lifted a man up with one hand underneath his armor up above his head, and then brought him down, crashing down to break his neck. It's said that Ali was so strong that he could squeeze your hand and suffocate you to death. I don't believe any of it. I think that he probably was a very strong person, and a lot of legend and lore have been applied to him. But he does finally become the fourth caliph. And, you know, Shiites believe that up until that point, that Ali had been harassed, that his family had been harassed, and there was definitely that schism, that divide between Sunni and Shiites already.
According to Shia scholars, during the rule of the previous caliphs, Ali's family was harassed, a portion of their property was seized, and in one instant even resulted in the miscarriage and death of his wife Fatima.
Now the Sunnis deny this. They say that Ali was never harassed, that they never did anything to Ali's wife. And to be fair, Ali denied this as well. Ali, his whole life, said that he wasn't harassed. But I believe he said that for political reasons. I believe he said that so he could heal the rift that had formed between Sunnis and Shiites instead of strengthening that rift. So I do believe he was harassed. And I believe that he took it well and dealt with it well. And he does become the fourth caliph, but he doesn't want to. He becomes the fourth caliph in a very turbulent time. Medina is in crisis. It's overrun by the mob that had just assassinated Uthman. And they had assassinated Uthman because the third caliph's government had become politically corrupt. It had become an oligarchy for rich people. And the mob rebelled against that. And Ali did not want to become caliph during this period, but they convinced him he was the only one that could quell the mob, that could bring order back to the Islamic State. So he accepted, and he immediately announced that he would reform the government, that he would reform Uthman's oligarchy. And yeah, people didn't like that too much.
However, the problem here was that in the 12 years that Uthman reigned the Caliphate, a whole new elite class of Muslims had risen, and they had no wish to lose their wealth, power, and social privileges. From the perspective of the Muslim elite, Ali was a threat to their power and lifestyle.
Now, most of these governors were actual family members of Uthman. And they didn't want to lose their power and influence, so they immediately see Ali as an enemy, and this becomes a huge problem. And one of these governors, Muawiyah, I'm probably butchering that, but he was the de facto ruler of half the Islamic State. He was the governor of Egypt and Damascus, and he refused to swear fealty to Ali.
Furthermore, Muawiyah refused to swear fealty to the new Caliph. And in fact, he pointed out to Ali's inability to restore justice as the main reason for Ali to step down as the Caliph.
These are the first breaths of civil war. When you have one powerful ruler unwilling to bend the knee, it's going to breed problems. But Ali doesn't care. Ali is the Caliph, and Ali had been waiting to be Caliph for a long time. So he immediately goes about dismantling Uthman's corrupt government.
Soon after his election, Ali proceeded with his plan for reform. He dismissed all the governors that Uthman had placed in power and set out new people to replace them. However, none of the governors agreed to step down.
Now, out of this conflict would arise a name that would be familiar if you've been following this entire series. Aisha was the girl that Muhammad is said to have consummated a marriage with when she was 9 years old. And if you remember, when I first started this Caliphate series, I had actually believed that Muhammad was a pedophile, that he had married a young girl and consummated that marriage when that girl was 9 years old. And upon research, I just don't believe that anymore. I believe that he consummated the marriage when the girl was between 16 and 18 years old. And I think the evidence bears that out. And Aisha is now known as the mother of the faithful. And she's a prominent figure in the Islamic State. A loved figure as the wife of Muhammad. And she is going to take the side of Muawiyah, however the hell you pronounce his name, and she's going to demand justice for Uthman and demand Uthman's killers.
Calling for the punishment of Uthman's killers, Aisha, one of the Prophet's wives, and two of his closest companions, Talha and Zubair, gathered an army to do battle with the new Caliph. It came to be known as the Battle of the Camel.
With the financial support of the aristocratic governors, Aisha proceeded to assemble an army and laid out a military campaign. It is important to note that by this time, the Egyptian delegation who was responsible for the assassination of Uthman had dispersed throughout the realm.
Now, Aisha is loved by every single Muslim in the Islamic State, and Ali does not want to have a fight with Aisha. Ali would like to have Aisha on his side, and in fact he said, if I were ever to have open conflict with the mother of the faithful, it would be unfortunate for him. He would not want that. But he really has no choice, and on top of that, the Egyptian delegation that had turned into an angry mob and killed Uthman has now spread across the Islamic State, and they are spreading this hatred against the Caliphate and twisting Islam into something it wasn't before. And Ali sees that, so he's got so many problems. He's got Aisha, who sided with Muawiyah, his enemy, and he's got this Egyptian delegation whom he sees had legitimate complaints spreading across his empire, spreading a message of hatred.
For these reasons, Ali undertook the only action he could. He assembled an army and set march to face the mother of the faithful. However, there was a lot of confusion among the Muslims. Both sides claimed to be fighting for justice and Islam, and yet two Muslim armies were now on a collision course.
Now you have to understand the conflict that this is going to create in every single Muslim involved in either one of these two armies. they both, all these Muslims from both sides are fighting against Muslims that they see to be righteous people. You know, the members of Ali's army love their Caliph and are doing their duty, and yet they love the mother of the faithful as well and feel it's not their duty to go to war with her. So there's a lot of conflicts, but Ali has no choice. He can't allow another army to be standing in his realm. So he's gonna go and he's gonna do battle if he has to, and it's gonna cause a lot of conflict for both sides, for all the Muslims on both sides of this war. And really, they don't really know what to do, what they should do, who they should follow, who they should listen to. But they do know that, at least in the Caliph's army, that he is the Khalifa, that he is the ruler of the Islamic State.
When Ali reached Basra, he sent one of his most trusted commanders to hold negotiations for a truce. And to everyone's surprise, it worked. Aisha admitted that she didn't believe the rumors regarding Ali's involvement in the assassination of Uthman. She also admitted that she was in fact escalating an already tense situation.
So Ali doesn't go right into battle. He gets there and he sends one of his most trusted advisors to negotiate with Aisha. And to everyone's surprise, Aisha agrees that they do not need to fight this war. Aisha agrees that this would only cause the Islamic State to be in more turmoil, to be split farther apart. And that's where we're going to leave the story for right now. I have to split up the fourth Caliph into 2 videos because it was just going to be way too long. So we're going to leave and we're going to come back to see if it worked, if these negotiations carried through. What's going to happen with Muawiyah? What's going to happen with Ali? What's going to happen with the Islamic State as these dissidents spread their hatred across it? We're going to find out. As always, I'm your boy Nakasuchi. This is Life Considered. Hit that like button if you like my videos. Share me on your social media. Comment in the comment section below. I'll see you soon.